Hey everyone! So it's been a pretty decent amount of time since I last posted a video from one of my classes. We had to do an isolation challenge. Since then, there's been a lot of things happening. I mean, besides the pandemic, which Japan, I have like some 50-50 feelings on. Japan looks like it's handling it pretty well. It seems like we might be getting better, but I think with the recent end of the lockdown, there's been a pretty big spike of cases, around like 20 to 40 per day. Another thing that has been happening around the world, and started in America, are the protests that were triggered by George Floyd's death, that was videotaped and shocked hundreds, thousands of people, as it should. And the sad thing is that deaths like his have been happening for ever, for a very long time in America. But in a show of solidarity, protests have been happening around the world, and also in Japan. And like maybe 3 weeks ago, there was a protest about the police treatment of a Kurdish man. That was also videotaped, of course. It's like pretty much the only way to get people's attention nowadays, I guess. But at least it starts something. But yeah, and then the week after that, there was a Black Lives Matter protest in Tokyo as well as Osaka. And then this last weekend as well, on Sunday, the 14th? Yeah, the 14th, there was a march that went around, started in Yoyogi, and went around Shibuya, around the Scramble, and then in a big circle all the way back to the entrance to Yoyogi Park. I was there. It was amazing. There were apparently 3,500 people that showed up. It was really moving to see all the foreigners, well, and even people, I don't know, like people who are half Japanese and half African American, coming together, and we got to all show our support for Black people who live in Japan, as well as for the people who are suffering atrocities in America. It was awesome. Trying to keep up that same energy in my own life. What I believe in as a white person, that I have a responsibility to continue keep myself educated and not let this die out in my own life, because I know it's not going to be, this issue will not be over for a very long time. Maybe for like another couple generations, probably. Wouldn't that be a wonderful world if racism finally ended? I don't consider myself a content creator, really, because I don't really do it a whole lot, and my audience is very small, though I do appreciate every single viewer. Thank you. I still believe that since I have my viewers, I should be promoting some Black content creators who have been heavily influenced in Japan, by Japan, etc., because I feel like that's another facet of YouTube, like Japan YouTube. There's a lot of white people. And I feel like that it's our job, our responsibility, our duty to take a step back and explicitly support our Black friends, family, other fellow content creators. Not just retweeting cute photos of signs and a tweet about, I don't know, like, there's no substance in some people's content that I've seen, and it makes me kind of mad and upset. So, anyways, to get over that, onto the content creators that I know. The Stokes Project, that's Justin Stokes. We actually used to work together, and when we were on one of the bases here, and he's an awesome videographer, really creative and talented. He's also a very talented music creator, producer, and funny thing is that when we worked together, we were both like videographers, and we both were on the radio, and he was a really popular DJ at that time, even, in the radio studio, as well as in some clubs around Shinjuku, Shibuya, that one in Odaiba, I think, called like Ageha. But yeah, so I think you should, if you're interested in that kind of content, or even you haven't like been exposed to that kind of content, you should go check out his channel. He still talks about Japan a lot, and some of the Japanese music producers who are still here as well in Tokyo. Another content creator that I recently this year started getting into, thanks to an event at my school, is Harriet Hapra. I hope I'm saying that correctly. But she's been living in Japan for quite a while, and her videos are super interesting. They're about her life in Japan and her experience as a black woman. She has really cute sense of style. She has like some guest speakers with her on some of her videos that make it really interesting. I think that's if you want to learn more about Japan from a different lens than a white person, it's okay, I'm talking about myself as well, then definitely check out her channel too. So another wonderful black woman that lives in Japan is Tiffany Rachel. She has been booming on YouTube, on like Japan YouTube, and I think also some international things as well. Don't quote me on that though. But she's lived in Japan like all her life, I believe. Her videos have some very interesting thoughts on being not a foreigner, but being someone who's like just not like physically looking Japanese, but is essentially Japanese culturally, and so forth. So her videos are very thoughtful. She's also been interviewed by several other channels that dive deep into ethnicity, nationality, and her experience as a black woman in Japan. Very interesting. So go ahead if you want to learn more about that kind of thing. I feel like it's very important to be aware of that, because Japan may be an island country, but that doesn't shut them off from issues like racism and discrimination. So if you would like to learn more about that and have a more educated awareness of Japan, then I highly suggest that you watch her videos. You could just type in Tiffany Rachel for her channel, or to see other videos that she's in for other channels. So on another platform where if you'd like to keep in touch with this sort of thing that's happening in Japan, I'm assuming you are interested in Japan if you're watching this kind of thread of videos. I suggest going on Instagram and searching BLM Tokyo JP. Yes, I had to read it on my phone just now. But they're super helpful. They are part of, I think, the team that helped organize some of the recent protests. They also have some Japanese phrases that could be handy to know that are related to Black Lives Matter. So if you want to expand some vocabulary and put that in your notebook, I'd highly suggest doing that. If there's any other posts that have information, I can link them down below. I will be promoting the channels that I've mentioned on my like sidebar kind of thing. That's it. Nothing about me, because this isn't gonna be about me. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. If there are other black content creators that you are aware of, like ones that are affiliated with like Japan and that sort of thing, Lolita, I don't know, anything else, any other genre of Japanese content, then please put that down below, because I'd like to also expand my repertoire. I don't even think I said that right. But yeah, so I hope you have a good day, and donate a couple bucks, sign some petitions, do what you can. But as a white content creator, especially the big ones, make sure that you're doing more and be transparent about your support. Don't just passively retweet shit. You gotta be upfront with your support. I think it's important for people with large followings, like especially white people, to kind of buck up and show up. Alrighty, so Have a good day and be safe out there. Wear a mask. Thank you.